Why does the Pope wear a yarmulke? Oh, hold on. Let me ask those rat faces of Google. It's not a yarmulke. It's a yarmulke. And stupid goyim Gentile, they're so stupid. They'll believe anything. Why does Donald Duck here, with his blonde wig to replace his fucking bald ass fucking brown hair, why is he wearing a yarmulke? It's a yarmulke, not a yarmulke. They're so stupid. Could it have something to do with why the Satanists are good Christians who donate money to Israel and worship this race as a god? See? And I think it says right here, Pope Francis, every religion is a way to arrive at God. That's because only one race is so sick and despicable on this planet that they sit around making invisible people. Everyone else has their great qualities. Some people are savage fucking cave people. Some people are savage fucking jungle people. Some people are savage people who throw homosexuals and pedophiles off buildings to keep them out of their fucking country. Some people, supposedly, who look like these people and didn't actually kill anyone, throw fucking homosexuals and pedophiles in death camps, and somehow they like breed a hell of a lot and then take over every other nation on the planet afterwards. Yeah. So that would be odd too, that some people might be throwing them off buildings, because those would be the people who created this bullshit. Because if you just look at some of these people here, if you look at the way these inbred, deformed people look, there's someone, they look like Middle Easterners who raped some other people. And for some reason, when you mix up people, it sometimes churns out some real fucked up looks. But I can't really find that. They just look like some diseased fucking aliens, don't they? Don't the Rothschilds and the Popes look like some non-human mutant sons of bitches? Now, obviously, below them, well, no, that's not very good. You know, Howard Stern's a great example. This thing is like a fucking mutant trans. It's like born a trans. Like their whole people look like it's a boy, it's a girl. It's Pat. They make a joke about themselves. It was like a 30-year-long TV show or some shit, bro. They make the joke about themselves. So they brag about who they are. I don't think, again, I don't think any of these humans are having their own fucking thoughts or anything. Their people, definitely not, because they'd be like, oh, we're releasing our karma. And it's like, you don't even know what you're saying. Like the whole world's like lined up making fun of you and shit, like little fucking jokes prodding at you. I doubt you made up that because you think you're fucking gods and shit. And you're just fucking sick, disgusting, lying pedophiles. So, yeah, every religion is a way to arrive at God. That's because there's only one people inventing invisible Scooby-Doos. You know, Satan is the way to arrive at God, too. Because you just give your money to the Satanic Temple, and Anton LaVey will steal guns from America that they just killed other nations to steal the guns from, and then send them to the good Christians in the Middle East so they can kill people. And I don't know why they're killing people. I think they're killing the only people out there who aren't Muslims. You know, that's the odd thing I can figure out what's going on out there. Is the Muslims are sitting around doing nothing, and they're killing the Palestinians, who aren't like an organized terrorist unit, fucking like every religion is. And you know what the thing between, what's the relationship between Christians and Muslims? Well, they both worship one race as the master Nazi race on the planet. That's correct. What's the similarities between atheists and Christians? They both worship one race, one deformed, fucking disgusting ass people. Einstein. Have you ever seen a picture of that loser? Have you ever seen Einstein? The first thing you think is, that's one stupid looking motherfucker. So why would anyone be like, he's a genius? He's never said anything or done anything of value. He looks like every image the game produces of him makes it look like he's a fucking imbecile. And you look like what you are. But our rat pedophile looking people here, they would tell us that they're not rats and they're not pedophiles because looks don't tell us anything about someone, do they? No, they don't. Of course they don't. These are real living characters who make their own decisions and hire their own makeup artists to design them to look like pedophiles and rats. That way they can be what they are. It's like a hot chick wants to look hot, so she makes herself look that way. They must spend a lot of time bashing their fucking skulls, their children's skulls, with rocks when they're small to deform their fucking heads and make their faces look all fucked up. Actually, they say that's from interbreeding, why they are deformed, why their people are deformed, looking fucking Howard Stern motherfuckers. Donald Duck looking motherfuckers. Oh, shit, bro. Jeffrey Epstein. Bad example. Fucking good example for what to actually hire your makeup artist to make you look like if you want to fit in with the human race. But, yeah, I mean, shit, bro. Why is anyone talking about any of these losers' cults? Fuck them all. It's all Nazi pedophile shit. It's all these Nazi pedophiles. I'm not going to worship some damn fucking scum who's been causing me problems my whole fucking life. Who's been causing the entire fucking world problems. And I'm definitely not going to worship some damn Roman trash who's fucking colonized the world and shit. You've taken way too much of everything. It is time to go back to a little small enclave and not a gold fucking palace, which is gold that you need to fucking give away to the rest of the world and shit. And I know you're not gonna give it away, so it's gonna be taken the fuck away from you and shit. And you need to go to the Middle East. They'll if they suppose. I mean, I think it's a lie because they're all the same people making up a lot of lies to protect one another. Right? I mean, you literally have Satanism was invented by the Christians, and atheism was invented by the Christians to shed their snakeskin, because that's what they do. These are the New World Order people. They come from the pyramids. They enslaved people in the pyramids, and then they wrote a book saying, "Oh, God saved us. Scooby-Doo saved us, and we are victims." Because they're always victims, right? The reason why he's living in a gold palace is because he's this weak little victim. He's a victim. He's got his gold palace and his people have been victimized. Germany victimized him, and the Arabs victimized him. The Middle Eastern people victimized them. And in America right now, they're being victimized. If you get on X, you can see Donald Duck and Elon Musk. The people hate them, and they're having to take control of all the media in the world, in every business, and create 100 million religions in order to save their souls. Baby dicks. This is the baby dick crew, the baby dick trinity. It's more than a trinity, right? We have the atheists, they're pedos, Nazi fucking pedos worshiping the most. I mean, at least if you're going to worship a race worth worshiping and shit. Not some fucking disease like this. Fucking the atheists are fucking racial supremacist pedos. The Satanists are racial supremacist pedos. The Christians are racial supremacist pedos. The Catholics are racial supremacist pedos. And the Muslims worship them as well. And they're definitely pedos. I did not say they were homos. Supposedly, they must be like the root, real close to the root creation of this, because they're the only one in the group who has the fucking quality to not touch boys. Which is like, and then others, like you would clearly like create the whoever created the slave manuals, right? You would teach the men to bend over and get fucked in their ass, right? And that's what the Bible does. Every step of the way, it's a manual for bow down, bend over, bitch. We are gods, and except for there's never any invisible people on this planet doing anything. It's always these disgusting alien creatures stalking us and owning everything and causing every fucking problem, along with some minions. I don't know how the minion thing works, but they definitely have some trash minions. It could be something to do with where they come from originally, and that's just their original people are pretty fucking trashy, and they became looking this way through a product of rape as they colonized the world and shit and spread their disease across the planet. That's most likely. Everyone knows this. You see, that's another way. Besides reading the actual fucking books that the fucking Satanists write, telling you what they do and who they are. Fucking, that's another way to tell. Oh, not to the same people. They're all doing the same shit. All these fucking scumbags are right. Is Einstein my Lord and Savior? Why is Einstein your Lord and Savior if you don't believe in this shit? How come Einstein doesn't tell us the dangers of his pedophile fucking family? His scumbag fucking race fucking enslaving the planet. How come Mr. Genius, God, Lord himself, Einstein, doesn't tell us these beautiful things about his beautiful, fucking disgusting ass looking face? I mean, this is like clearly caricatures drawn by the fucking game's artist and shit. Because look, it puts the most disgusting people in these positions, so it is very fucking obvious to see. Look at every fucking president of the United States. They're busy telling you they're great people, and they all look like some fucking mutant inbred sons of bitches and shit. Pretty much one or two. Like, I mean, you got Benjamin Franklin, he just looks like a fat ass. But the rest of them, like Abraham Lincoln's so famous because they brought slaves over here and unleashed them on the fucking world. But look at it, he's like a deformed fucking mutant son of a bitch now, ain't he? Now who else is a deformed mutant son of a bitch? Oh, the people who would have brought the slaves over here from their homeland in Egypt. South of Egypt would have been where they brought the slaves from, because there would be that big desert to cross that would have scorched people back in those days. So no one probably ever crossed that fucking desert. People don't even cross it today. Like, you think of how evolved the human race thinks they are, and they've never been to the bottom of the ocean. Never been to the bottom of the ocean. Never drilled a hole to the center of the earth. They're our rat mutant pedophile friends here, Elon Muskbergstein, he wants to talk about. Yeah, he's showing you pictures of some planet called Mars, and it's a bunch of sand, and it looks faker than fucking Photoshop photos. Why is that? Why is that every time they show you some space shit, it's like a 25-cent camera, and the photos look like just not even Photoshop, like it's 3D modeling. Not even, you can't even find Photoshop blur in it because it's just fucking shitty modeling. Why is that? Why is that? I hold the most fucking, one of the most advanced fucking cameras in my hand, and I own practically nothing. I don't even own a car right now. I don't even own a fucking bike right now. And space nerds who take trillions of dollars to take you to heaven don't spend a cent of it on a fucking camera. They find some in a dumpster at the Dollar Tree and call that a camera. Why is that? You see, that's purposely, just like their faces are being designed to look like something that's been fucking squished in vice, and all the guts and shit is like oozing the fuck out of it, and obviously the deformities of the skull. They say that's from interbreeding though, so That makes sense, right? Because it's one race we're worshiping as gods. We're definitely not worshiping invisible people, and there's definitely not anyone on this planet who's fully in control of the fucking planet, because they would have gotten rid of this shit a long time ago if there was. So that's a pretty fucking good given right there, that no one is watching you. No one gives a shit. There's some weird shit happening in this game, but I can't even tell you that. I mean, look, 2020's set up. 2020, the year you are given perfect sight. That's set up. Like, that's set up in the vernacular of the fucking game. And no one is sitting here watching, being like, let 2020 begin. That was set up. By the time I was born, they had the catchphrase, 2020 is perfect vision. Okay? Now, there's a whole bunch of little things like that written about shit that's going to happen, or little, there's mostly a lot of little parallels like that, where it's kind of like hidden in a little tricky limerick or something like that, but it's out there. It's out there. So I wouldn't say any living being is necessarily wasting their time watching the planet Earth. Because if you were wasting your time watching Earth, you would probably kill these fuckers in a heartbeat and shit. And you would need to go get your fucking heart medication, get your Xanax and shit about every fucking 30 minutes. And that's if you only glance at it once every 30 minutes. Imagine actually watching every fucking human and not just the average fucking 30-minute interactions with scum Americans and shit. Fucking Babylon, the home of fucking multifaceted trash that's all exactly the same somehow. Amazing Babylon is fucking. Yeah, see, how do you even predict that shit? I mean, these people aren't fucking capable of doing anything. These people definitely aren't doing any work. Imagine that. Obviously, when they're in Rome, when these Italians were in Rome, they used to form armies of people to go around the world, killing everyone and forcing people to worship them as gods. You guys remember that? You guys remember the stories of when these people, these Romans here, the Roman Italians, that's exactly where, that's what that is, right? Okay? You guys remember when the Roman Italians went to every fucking nation on this planet and killed everyone? And enslaved their children, raped the women, killed the women, took fucking babies afterwards, and then used the babies to populate those fucking nations. That's probably the main reason it exists still, is because they've already fucking turned half the world into them and shit. And most people are like, so they got Nazi blood in them. That explains why most people I know are so gung-ho about their fucking family and don't give a shit about morals, value, and quality. You know, they're just like, oh, that's my bloodline. We're going to fucking kill for it. And I'm like, why don't we kill for someone doing something useful if we're going to kill? Why don't we just do something useful? Why do we even got to worship our bloodlines? Like, And back to the point, that's all this is. The Bible's a book about worshiping a bloodline. They call themselves the Abrahamics, which is obviously not their original name because they carry the pyramids, so they do not come from Israel or anywhere in the Middle East, like they say. And like they say they come from Rome, but their Bible says they come from the Middle East, and they're bombing the Middle East. And then they got this controlled opposition here talking about stop the war and all that. These are literally pedophiles who rape men. And their entire doctrine is mind control that tells you they're against pedophiles and they're against men having sex with men. But this is like, they build buildings every 2 blocks down the road. There's a building that performs pedophile man-on-boy rituals with the name Saint Francis or Saint Pope Smoke-a-Child's penis on it. You know what I'm talking about. And there's one down, they call them hospitals. They're good people because they say they are. Because they're rich people. Doctors are rich people, so they're good people. That's a fact. Everyone knows that. If you put on a suit with some money you've gotten from selling drugs to someone, you are now a good person. I do that. Sometimes I put on a suit and I become a good person. You know, the poor come up to me. Obviously, they think I've got money, more money than everyone else, but everyone else comes up to me with a different idea and shit, you know, because obviously I've got a suit now, so I'm a good person. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that if the poor people are smart enough to figure out, you know, the beggars are smart enough to get the idea that if I can afford a suit, I can probably afford to give them a few dollars. Kind of get the idea that that might be the main motive behind other people. I don't really get that. Shit, I like people who dress all metal and shit, and like cut up t-shirts, although like you design it really well. I understand that it takes like 2 days to design to 20 hours of labor. So you know, normal t-shirts like 1 hour of labor. Shit, in America that might be 3 hours of labor for a cheap one size fits all Walmart t-shirt these days. But damn, dude, like, look, like literally, it's like a pedo-genocide, fucking racial supremacy cult. Like, the only thing is when they wrote, okay, so the original Bible, just read it, okay? If you disagree with me because you're a Christian, read the Old Testament, okay? But let's put together, we have the atheists, the Satanists, the Christians, the Catholics, the Muslims. They all worship one race as gods. It's the KKK. The KKK uses the goddamn cross. The Nazis. Zelensky says he's one of them. Says he's Abrahamic bloodline. Zelensky looks like who? And leads who? Hitler. What does Goebbels look like? Goebbels looks like Elon freaking Musk. Anyways, don't trust a fucking snake when it sheds its skin. It's still a fucking snake. Okay, like, they've got all this planned out to tell you differently. They've got their racial supremacy manual. When they've been doing this for 6,000 plus years. I get the idea that it could be the real story is there's some aliens who landed on the planet, because I can't really, they don't look like Middle Easterners who raped Africans or Africans who raped Middle Easterners, but they come from somewhere around there. Somehow they come from somewhere around there. And they don't look like Middle Easterners or Africans who raped Europeans or Europeans who went down there and raped and colonized them. They don't look like any of the offspring of those people I've been following. But they definitely, their roots do trace back to the center of the earth, almost the exact center. Where's this at exactly? I'm wondering because, I mean, this story, like, there are literally like other media in the world that doesn't agree with their story, and they hide what they're talking about. So, and they're talking about the shit I've come to put together as a possibility, and because we just have to figure where they come from. Yeah, okay, so Egypt is actually further north of it than the equator and shit. So it's not exactly at the center. And I believe I've looked at this before and just forgot that I assume that this was chosen, like if this is an alien species who landed on the planet, then they would have chose this for its location to the river and its closeness to the center of the map. Obviously, but you couldn't go to the center of the map because it's so fucking scorching hot. Their little bitch houses would be fucking fried by sun like that and shit. I mean, damn, they're like gray. They're so pale. And but you know, the odd thing is you have, okay, so that's incorrect. That's incorrect. No. I've already been through this. You have Howard Stern the palest, invisible, translucent looking motherfucker on earth, living in California, working in California, right? I don't know if he actually lives there, but I'm assuming that's where his radio show is. A lot of their people are out there in California. That's Hollywood. That's Beverly Hills, right? Okay, so have you never been there, the sun is a little bit closer to the earth on California. Okay? I drove through Nevada and I started to become orange. Now, that could be because parts of things I'm told in my bloodline. Either I'm one bloodline and I'm told I am, or I'm a different bloodline I'm not being told I am. But I tan good, but I really don't like walk outside here and turn tan. I would have to stay outside all day here. But in California, in Nevada, I drive through the state at like 100 plus miles an hour, and driving through the state, probably with my sunroof closed, just getting the sun through the windows, the side window and the front window. Only one side and one front, because the rest is like closed up, packed up. And I turn orange. So that's a thing to that's a thing to ponder when trying to figure out who and what these characters are. They claim they're from the Middle East, and they use that Egyptian pyramid, and they don't turn dark. Yet the sun will turn fucking white people fucking red, and other people tanner. I don't know what it does to dark people. They just fucking, I don't know if you can, like, you probably just can't get darker than like the darkest people, which there's not many of in the United States. I only see that mostly when people are immigrating here. But their people, they live in like this sunny California place. If you've not been there, it's weird. You go there, and like, I'm not sure if it's because the sun was playing games around that time, because that was COVID, and that's when I was trying to like figure out what's going on in the world, and obviously the reality was falling apart. So the sun and the clouds were doing weird things, like forming shapes and shit when I was asking questions. So but I do know the sun was so fucking close I could see the fucking flares jumping off of that. And it was real fucking high. It was record temps when I was out there. I'm not sure really if that has anything to do with me, but I researched it, and supposedly California is closer to the sun than, especially where I'm at. Its elevation, and its elevation, probably the main thing there, puts it closer to the sun. So the sun visually, the sun appears like this in your sky, and the sun appears like this in their sky. So it's quick to fry your ass. Nevada's like the hottest. Arizona, Nevada are like the hottest places in America, and California's right beside it. So if you work out there, you're in that, And I didn't feel some large breeze blowing in from the ocean in California, so there's not a breeze to like cool you down, and that wouldn't matter anyways. If you're in a tanning bed, you're still gonna tan if you put a fan on. It's just going to keep you cool while you tan, while your skin bakes. So that's a little thing I'm trying to figure out about this. Like, and you got to realize these people have full control of everything. And I ask again, if you're not one of them, is this because you're incompetent and lazy? Are all your people incompetent and lazy? Do you think so? I've met people of all creeds who I thought sounded just fine mentally. You've got, they choose one monkey for each people on TV. They've got one person for the diversity crew for each team jumping through a hoop on TV. Generally, they'll be mixed with them, though. Like Barack Obama wasn't a black president. He was half black. And he wasn't half white either. He was half Pope. He was half Abrahamic. Whatever that is. Whatever that is. That's not European. They're telling you it is, but I guarantee you it's not, because Europeans seem to have different groups of people who look differently, and none of them look like that. And, well, let's get back to the Pope thing. The Romans are well known for going across the world and forcing them to worship them as gods. Now, around the time that our friends here are you just literally changed the name from yamaka to yarmoukul. You see how many times they do this? They rewrote the Bible for 10,000 different people they colonized. Really, it's only been written a couple hundred times. There's only 214 legit nations, but sometimes nations are big, like USA, and you would you would have to colonize it city by city, and there's a hell of a lot of cities in the United States. There's a hell of a lot of open land between those cities, too, that no one pretty much is in. But the USA is freaking massive. If you live in USA, you probably just don't realize that. Like, I mean, it only takes 2 days to travel across it at 100 miles per hour, but if you look at the map, that's a hell of a lot of space to cover for one nation. So it makes sense that many of their new skins were shed in America. And I'm pretty sure that these people we're worshiping right here are the people who killed the Native Americans. Okay? And, from what I can gather and reading, they are definitely the ones who owned the slave ships and brought the West Africans over here on the slave ships. And they own everything nowadays, so you think they just magically took over 5 minutes ago or something? This is like, literally, they started this stuff 6,000 years ago, and this is like recent. Okay, so when Rome collapsed, what happened is what happened actually is probably the same thing they're doing now. Their people pulled the plug on purpose. I mean, I don't think they're that intelligent, but to me it's easy to see you can't govern a large group of people. USA is an ungovernable nation. It's just too many people, too much space. You can't control billions of people. I mean, there's only like 500 million here, but you can't control millions of people. You probably can't control 100,000 people. Let's keep it real. Can you even control those of you with kids? Or those kids with parents? Can you control your kids? Can you control your parents? Do you have a dog? A lot of people can't control their dogs. You're going to control a nation as big as USA. So sometimes I try to be like, well, I mean, you can see them. They're the ones pulling the plug on USA right now, right? And they're doing that most likely because they've rebuilt their base in towards the middle of the planet that they claim to be obsessed of. And in order to rule from there, they would have to trash the current empire. But also at the same time, you can tell by their years of shape-shifting, snakeskin stuff that their people have learned how to do this. You build a house and you demolish it, and if it gets old and dilapidated, it's as simple as that. It really is. The books tell them their people not to be nationalists, but they sure the fuck are in the nations they're in, aren't they? Is that not nationalist to go bomb people and steal land from them and bomb people to protect yourself? So you got to watch out for, don't listen to the wish-washy shit. Listen to the words they're saying and watch the actions. And they're telling you everything. And they'd be like, oh, well, we're releasing our karma. It's like they're really coding it. They're not doing it for that purpose. They're probably doing that because they want to they fucking want to laugh at people for it and shit. I don't know. I personally kind of think some of this shit's fabricated. Not I'm fabricating it. I think it's like set in stone and that they didn't carve. Do you think they actually carved the fucking stones in the pyramid? Or do you think they actually enslaved people? You think this guy could pick up a hammer and chisel? Bro, their people, the only time their people got any fucking muscles was after they discovered steroids and shit. Fucking, unless they're shapeshifters and that's how it works. That is weird though. I can take stuff and not eat and still like feel like I'm bigger and shit. Fucking, there's some weird stuff going on in this world, but that's another topic. And Joe Rogan's really the first big one, and then Joe Weider is actually the one who put Joe, fucking directly from whose book? Fucking the father of Jesus? Fucking, yes. Joe. The average Joe. That's quite a weird predicament for them to be surprised. You know, the Joe I know is related to the Pope, too. And I was always told that Christians and Catholics were enemies. Like they're telling me all these people are enemies. But I'm watching fucking Satanists. I'm reading the fucking autobiography of the writer of the Satanic Bible. And he's talking about supporting Israel. And taking guns from them damn Germans and giving them to God's chosen people. And so good. That's a good Satanist. He needs a pat on the head and a doggy biscuit. Or, I think the idea might be everyone below him deserves a pat on the head and doggy biscuit who has donated money to him. That's probably what it is, right? I really, you know what, like, I don't even feel bad for fucking doing this because, you know, at the end of the day, like, the person I look like, a lot of people try to act like I'm supposed to be. Like, he went around messing the system up. He was like he was pretty much anti-Bible and stuff. Like, that's, the New Testament is like 50% against it. There's a few remnants remaining, but again, I think it's more like controlled opposition. Because that's what the rest of it is. What do you think Satanism is if it's ran by the same family who wrote the Bible? If they worship the same people the Bible does? I watch Satanists celebrate Christian holidays, which aren't Christian at all. It's a pagan admixture. It's a Hebrew and a pagan admixture, and that's that. They've taken when they've colonized, when our Roman friends colonized to the north, they decided to do the same thing Romans have been known for doing since Romans existed. They would mix the two religions together of the people that they just conquered. And, you know, depending on whose side you're on, they raped and genocided them, or on their side, they educated them on civilization and how to act, and how to donate money and tributes to them so they can build gold palaces and tell the world they're gods while sitting on their gold thrones and wearing their yamakas while telling people that they're anti-yamaka. And it's not a yamaka, it's a yarmulke. Yeah. Always remember, friends, it's not a yamaka, it's a yarmulke. It's not a finger, it's a finger. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, look, that's a finger. You see how that's not even going the same direction, bro. That's a finger. Now, so you see the difference there? Give me that money. Give me that money. I'm God. It would be funny if it weren't actually everything that's been happening the whole time I'm here. I'm just talking about it. That's all. Like, in the past, I'm surrounded by it. So why talk about it? I was going nowhere. Like, talking about, hey, you know, you think people shouldn't be slaves? Hey, what about them Israelis? They need some weapons. And it's like, yeah, oh, okay, so yeah, they should be slaves, huh? Maybe some people should be. I got some ideas for who might need to be a slave. And I don't mean people who change words, from yamaka to yarmulke, obviously, because that would be anti-Semitic to be against the Pope. Right? Well, he's wearing the same hat, and this is supposed to be okay. So the relationship between Christianity and Catholicism is they were created at the same time, and they said they were supposed to be enemies and different people, but they worship the same race as God. Just they worship the same bloodline as God. I don't think it's a race. Again, I'm trying to locate where they come from on the map, and I can't find people who just magically spawn and have a homeland like that, and they just happen to have enough magical powers to control an entire planet, go around shapeshift, and teleport, or whatever the fuck's going on and shit. So, yeah, whatever they're up to there, that all signifies they're definitely not humans. Now, they seem to be nerfed in their abilities and logical and self-control, because I could easily make a few fucking adjustments there where they could disappear into the night while still sitting on gold thrones on your TV 24/7, and it just makes perfect logical sense not to leave those fucking, a snake molts its skin and leaves its skin like its molt laying around, because a snake doesn't care about littering, and a snake's not actually trying to hide. It's probably not even a bad creature. It probably, like literally every creature everything is bad except for rats. Rats spread plagues. That's all I know about rats for sure. But yeah, like these people tell us reptiles are so bad and evil, but they look like, little furry critters. So, that's weird when David Icke and Alex Jones tell us reptiles on the planet, because they look like actually, reptiles eat rats and rodents. And I don't see any reptiles fucking eating the Pope, who looks kind of ratty. It looks very extremely ratty. They're fucking, the whole American fucking industry is a bunch of ratty looking white people. And if they don't look that way, it's because they've got 2 hours of makeup on. Almost each and every one of them. Don't worry, I'm just as fooled by you. Taylor Swift is one hot ass chick with all that fucking work done. And but she looks like Gidget. Gidget's not even like bad looking, right? But no one even knows who that is today. It's some cartoon. It looks like the mouse from Tails, American Tail. Okay, and very similar thing with a lot of them. Obviously, not all of them. Kanye West's stepdad, obviously, they own like all they shit, okay, and they hide while they do it too, okay. So, and they have to make up all these lies and deceptions because they know they have to molt their skin or the plan doesn't work, okay. The Romans know when they go and kill and rape people that they have to mix the two religions together to make the people feel comfortable. It's a psyop they've invented and worked on for 6,000 years to go kill, invade, and rape people and combine the two belief sets to create a new Roman Empire religion for that city. Because they don't really believe in gods. They are the gods in their Bibles. You give your money to them. You never are going to get to meet Invisible Scooby-Doo 1, Invisible Scooby-Doo 2, Invisible Daphne, Invisible Huckleberry. You are never going to meet any of these invisible characters. All the stuff I've seen, and not a single thing's appeared invisible yet. And I've seen enough stuff to know that if it's going to do that, it probably would have done that, because it's gone a little further than invisible people. I've definitely, the one time I seen some illusions, but I was surrounded by a lot of technology, and I began to wonder if this technology wasn't like holograph technology. And so I wouldn't, I don't like to assume anything here is a shapeshifter or teleporting, but there's something happening that is either answered by some of these beings don't exist and they're being created on the fly, or they're shape-shifting and teleporting. It's one of the two. It really boils down to one of those two things is happening. But I only seen the shape-shifting once, so I was aware. I was already aware. I'm surrounded by a lot of technology I don't understand, and I'm like near Hollywood too, so they already have holograms, right? Like 30, 40 years ago, they've already shown you Michael Jackson coming back to life and stuff like that. And but I did pull that car off the road, and the car did seem to be a legit car. It just looked like there's different people in the car than who I seen in the car. So the car was actually there. But, so that would have been much easier to change the face. But then again, that still means that people in the car were fucking with me. That's some shit I want to ignore and not talk about, because I've only seen it happen once. So if I see it, if I've only seen it once. I mean, they did it like 4 times that night, but. And then the shape-shifting thing, like, I don't know how I seen someone else's face on the people in the vehicle. But I know the vehicle kept appearing in front of me, and I wasn't paying attention to the road because I was all fucking weirded out by everything going on. But I'm pretty sure it kept appearing behind me and traveling in front of me, and they weren't like hitting their brakes and shit. That was definitely happening. I wasn't watching the road, but I was watching just enough to like be pretty sure they weren't like flying in front of me, slamming on their brakes, and then flying in front of me, slamming on their brakes. They were just flying in front of me, flying in front of me, and flying in front of me from the side and stuff. I know that was happening. So just to relate that to how one group of people can control the world. I guess I'm going to assume some of these parlor tricks I've seen like this definitely will describe this, because I don't think it's competency. I don't think it's networked individualism. I don't think their DNA is enough to teach them from birth how to network together like that. And in fact, I've been around some of them long enough to know I don't think they talk about it and shit, fucking. But still, that still can be explained as DNA. But that's just a hunch that this other shit I'm seeing is how they end up actually in control and stuff. And they're the ones going around talking about this God shit and magic. And they're the ones who own all the technology and supposedly are going into space, and you're not going to go to space. No one in this lifetime's going to space. And you know what? For 6,000 years, these people have taken money from you saying you're going to go to the heavens, and you've never been there yet. But you keep giving them money. And now our precious Lord and Savior Einstein has appeared on the scene, and Elon Musk. But, I guess, yeah, at this point, he is God status, isn't he? He's Roman. He's definitely the new lord of the planet at this point in time. Like, no one even cares about Trump. They're just like Elon Musk. They're assuming that he makes the decisions. Probably does. I've been pointing that out for a long time. I think there's people standing behind the president who look more in control than the president. And then Biden is like, he can't even figure out where to go. Like he's like literally walking on a sidewalk and walks off the sidewalk while they're pointing where the sidewalk's turning. Yeah, I don't think he's making his own decisions. But hey, great, beautiful people. It makes me really love all their cults and shit. I fucking love them. It's so great. Obviously, I wouldn't trust a single one because you wouldn't have to do all that stuff if you were doing anything good. You know, you wouldn't have to hide. You wouldn't have to change. You wouldn't have to tell people you've changed and not change at all in order to do something good. Would you? Why would you have to waste time doing that? If you've never done anything good, you might not understand that. But I think normal people could understand you don't have to change if you do something good, right? You're doing something good, you don't have to. Like a bank robber, they put on their ski mask and their throwaway outfit, and in the duffel bag they've got their fresh change of clothes because they're robbing banks, and they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be identified as the previous person they were a few minutes ago. They want to put on a new disguise and appear to be someone else, while still walking away with a duffel bag full of money that they just stole from the bank, and the bloody knife that they had to stab the teller with. Actually, they're probably gonna leave that behind. Kind of like the snake molts that they're leaving behind. You can look around and find the evidence that the bank robber went that direction because you found a bloody knife on the sidewalk. And it looks like the knife used to stab that person. So you would know to go that direction. You would know they either went that direction or they're throwing that knife there and then heading back a different way to trick you into going that direction. I don't think these people care about cleaning up their molds. I think they think they're just all that. They're in control of everything, and they think their people have a right to rape their way into our lives. They were Romans. They were Middle Easterners before that. They were Egyptian leaders, obviously, before that. So it's all like a repeat pattern here of it's the same people. They're forcing you to worship them. That's all this stuff is. It's what science is. You can't really trust any of that science stuff. I can take apart electronics and resolder some diodes and rectifiers and frickin' short circuit something to fry it if I need to. Blah 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 blah. Rewire a house. That's real basic stuff right there. I can do all that. I understand that something like that's happening, but it's about worshiping their race, is it not? What is this about? Is it about it's just a cult that is used to hide and pressify the value of sex with little boys? Man on man sex and man on child sex. Is that all it's created for? No. The biggest thing they talk about is their bloodline. It's the Abrahamic bloodline. God chose the Abrahamic bloodline to enslave the planet. God chose the Romans to kill everyone and rape them all. God chose them to interbreed, and God chose them to create 240 different one true invisible gods. All 240 gods are apparently in a war, and they just can't find anyone else competent enough. So they all only talk to these people, and they come out in their invisible form. Oh no, wait a minute. They don't do that. They appear as a bush on fire. My bad. Uh, no one's ever said that invisible God has appeared on the planet. No one's ever said that. I don't think so. No. In fact, the word Lord, comes from ruler. And you can see their obsession with King David and their obsession with Roman leadership colonizing the earth. They just add an invisible people story in there to really fry your brain. It just makes everyone stop and do everything they say. It's a great war tactic. They learn fucking mind control as a war tactic when most humans were still hitting each other in the head with clubs and wearing loincloths if they were capable enough to kill a fucking giant saber-toothed tiger and take its fucking fur as a coat. They were inventing ways to trick other people and to go fucking killing the saber-toothed tiger and bring the coat to them. They were inventing ways to probably work with and then work with the rest of the saber-toothed tigers to come kill the person who just brought them a coat. That way they don't have to do anything for them for bringing them the coat. That's what we're dealing with here. It's clear as fucking daylight. I don't give a shit what any of their members say. And you know what, actually, in my experience, I can talk with these. I've talked with enough people before being open to understand that it's not a very tight-knit community, especially when you get around the halfling state, people who only look like they might be half Roman blood. It's technically Abrahamic blood now. That's what they keep saying, but that seems like a deception now, doesn't it? Because I don't really think they're from the Middle East, at least not where they say they are. And Egypt isn't in the Middle East, and I'm getting an idea they were in Egypt before they invented the Bible. And because look, they got the pattern here. This is the pattern. They're the Satanists because they're so sick of the Christians. And they're the Christians because they're so sick of those Jews. But those people were victims to them. They were so sick of them Egyptian leaders, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, which is weird because in the New Testament it actually says that's who they are. But isn't that weird that the book that tells you that's who they are, or the follow-up to that book, is part of the same trilogy that is telling you that they were victims to those people. That's weird. But you see how that works. They're victims, and Donald Trump's a victim. He's a victim. Howard Stern's a victim. He's so oppressed by you anti-Semites out there. Why don't you guys send Howard Stern more money? I mean, you know what I never hear when I'm walking down the street is people demanding I send Howard Stern or any of these people on TV. That's just the only name, thank God, the only name from someone on TV I can remember is like 40 years old. That's not how old I am. That's how long ago I shut the radio and TV off. So, I'm giving myself a little pat on the back for that. Obviously, no pats needed. To me, that's just human progression. By the time you're 12, you turn that crap off, and then you get to get dialed into the propaganda and read read your favorite book they've written instead of watching their new favorite TV show or something. And it's so much better, so much different, isn't it? There, I'm sure the music I listen to is so wholesome compared to. I think if you play the music, the metal I listen to backwards, there's like hidden Christian messages in it. That's what some people were suggesting. Uh, so yeah, bro. There's no need for all this if you're doing this a good thing. And I thought everyone was in agreement. I guess it's always just been me. Like I was just like born like thinking like, hey, slavery. Well that's over. And then oh, there's no freedom. We just say we got freedom. Well, that's not the way it is. And like war. Why are we going across the why are we like traveling across the oceans to kill people and steal their land? And apparently it's most of the discussions I've had with people, I don't discuss that with people. They bring their ideas up. And so I don't know how many people aren't on board, but I know there's like a good portion of people who bring that up. Like, the first day I meet them, how's that war going? It's like, it's going bad. That's how wars, generally how wars go. They go pretty bad. People die and people get genocide and people lose everything they've worked for their entire life. And they lose their lands, and then there's going to be another war that follows it. There's probably going to be several hundred wars that follow it, and between these people constantly battling the invaders or the protectors, and then invaders versus protectors, and then switching roles like it's a fun little S&M game. That's always how I felt, but it's weird how like the people who offer their opinions around me generally are like, how's that war going? And it's like, what war? You mean the war that's not going on here in my city that should be to free me and other people in this city from tyrannical governments who go around talking about fake peace and freedom and truce when they're probably actually instilling a system of slavery and despotism. America is ruled by a bloodline. That's what monarchy is, where you're ruled by a bloodline. But there's this pattern here across the world where the people in control tell you the opposite of what's happening. And so everyone knows America is not ruled by a bloodline. It's not ruled by a king and queen, because the people here ran away from Europe to get away from it. And they accidentally had to kill all the Native Americans over here in order to live here. They accidentally had to spread out and force them all down into South America. Accidentally. Wasn't the plan. They were trying to get away from having one bloodline rule over them. Maybe the Native Americans were king of England at that time, and that was part of the problem. I don't know. Obviously, all these stories are going to end without an audible answer coming out of their mouths, because you wouldn't have to invent all this stuff if you weren't hiding something. Like, literally, it's a bunch of bank robbers' outfits. It's like a whole closet full of bank robber outfits. And then your cities has a bunch of bank robberies. And, a few people are killed in them. In that bank robber outfit closet, you just find a few guns and knives too. And then they're like, no, just that's my Sunday. That's for going to church on Sunday. That's why I got a bunch of suits and ski masks. And you're like, what's the ski mask for? And they're like, God said so. And you're just like, oh well, if God said so, that's good. That's a good thing. It's like an argument ender or something. It really is. I wanted so bad to become a human and be able to play these games, fucking, because like someone could come up to me like a crazy crackhead on the street could come up to me threatening me like, I need $5. No, I need crack so bad, I'm gonna kill you if you don't have it. And I'd be like, oh, God said that today I should, I've got to go get my money and I'll be back. So God said so. And you know, they'd probably be like, oh, God said so. Okay. Well, I'll see you in a few minutes. I'll be waiting here for you. Do you have anything I can drink in the meantime? Yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? Probably. I wish I could play these games with people. I don't like people because they play these games. So why would I want to even play a game with them? Fucking. So, yep, there we go. It's pretty easy to see. We have, okay, so, and the new Pope is they're doing the same thing they're doing with Donald Duck. And they got like some, kind of a blondish looking guy. Donald Duck's actually not blonde. That's his wig. His original hair color is like a sandy brown. And I'm assuming this new guy isn't necessarily a blonde either. He's just old, so he's gray. I should look up his actual thing, but look, it's so obvious to see. Like, this is a million ways they do this. It's not it's right here. A Pope wears a small rounded skull cap called Jaqueta, while it's similar to the yarmulke. My bad, that's the original name for yarmulke. It's called the Jaqueta, my bad. It's the same shit. I mean, damn, dude. Serious. They worship one race. They're literally neo-Nazis. The neo-Nazis worship people who look like them. They didn't worship blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. They told you that neo-Nazis worship blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. But blonde-haired, blue-eyed people worship people who look like them in Germany. Okay? Hitler did the same thing. Their wig-wearing founding father, Donald Duck, Lady Gaga, Marilyn Monroe, people have been doing for a long time. That they brought forth what they've evolved into plastic surgery to change who they are and everything. They're constantly creating those little changes. They're trying to hide their looks and identity. Not all of them, obviously, but you can tell there's obviously a thing for it. They say it's because no one wants them in their nation. No one wants the Romans in their nation. Oh my God, why would that be? Why would I want a bunch of racists in my nation? Why would I want neo-Nazis in my nation? Like, so Hitler has this dumb mustache, and you totally like, all you do is look how stupid he looks. And it's this, like, Lady Gaga does the same thing. She just makes herself look so stupid you don't actually look at her. And you're just like, God, she looks stupid. And that's how she gets famous. Like, you're not focused on her face. And Marilyn Monroe, she bends over and shows her ass. And so you don't see her face, which is usually covered in 2 pounds of makeup if it's on screen. But she still understands that, she's used to having to bend over to get some attention, get anyone to look at her. They have that habit. So Hitler has that dumbass mustache, and it really distracts you, doesn't it? Like, you never once focus on, like, he doesn't have blonde hair or blue eyes. You never once notice that. You never once noticed that he would look like everyone who controls the world in every other nation. You never once really like, hey, Hitler looks like Abraham Lincoln, because he looks so stupid because of that one thing. And Abraham Lincoln himself looked extra stupid because he looks extra Rothschild. Like, the popes. The closer you get to one of their phenotypes there, they look like really mutated. Like the Rothschild. Like Montgomery Burns is pretty much a caricature of the Rothschild from The Simpsons. And, I mean, people used to know who the Rothschild were. They look like some aliens and shit. That's called DNA. So they say it's from interbreeding, but it's literally like just, people close to each other, the same race, breeding one of their phenotypes. They don't necessarily have to have sex with their children, but I'm sure if they create cults about sex with children, that they are having sex with their children, though, because it seems to be one of the most valued thoughts of Abrahamic religions is children and sex. Einstein himself, the atheists and science people, they one of the first things they had to do was transfer over the pedophile rituals of God cults to their cult. So that's one of the things. That's one of the only things they've retained. They've retained. Okay, so 3 things: you worship one fucking disgusting people as the master race on the planet. You worship sex with little boys. And, well, technically that's 2 things. That's sex with men and sex with children. So never let it escape you that there's 2 things going on there. When you mutilate or fondle a little boy, if you're a man, you're doing 2 things. You're not just a pedo. And then it's just not as fun with a weak little... I think it's just DNA. It's probably just DNA, but hey, I've got ideas for, excuses for why anyone would do that. And Einstein and the Pope are going to take you to heaven if you give them all your money. Elon Musk and Jesus are going to, I wouldn't say Jesus, because they've never produced a person doing magical tricks like that on their TV. They have promoted other people. There's more than one person who looks like close to me, and their new person they got on TV doesn't even look like any of the pictures of Jesus. He's got like black hair and stuff, and he looks like the modern Israelis, whereas the people in these other nations look a little bit different than Howard Stern, generally, the Weinsteins. You got the Rothschild, you got the Howard Stern, and you got the ratty people. And then I'm not sure if they're considered part of the Rothschild, but you have the Donald Trumps, who are like I said, he doesn't even actually have blonde hair, but they got like the bug eyes and shit, and his eyes aren't always open like that, but he has the rest of the facial features that come with the bug-eyed phenotype. But then again, the bug-eyed blonde thing. The bug eyes come from, you can see that in the early pictures of the Rothschild dynasty, which is several thousand years after these people started their hogwash. So, it's again, it's a snake skin. It's like the Rothschild. Have the Rothschild ever rolled up on you or enrolled you like the American government does, like these Nazi pigs do? Has the Rothschild ever tried to kill you? Or is it the Nazi pigs with their Star David and pentagrams who have worked together to try to kill you? Maybe they haven't tried to kill you, but they tried to kill me, and you better take that fucking serious, because if you don't, shit, I got family members who would rather see me dead than not like these people. That's because I think it's their race. I get the idea it's their race, and you know, I guess people have been listening to me talk my whole life about how much I fucking despise fucking terrorists. You know, real terrorists, not brown people, but people who fucking plunder the fucking planet and colonize it. I might have pissed off everyone around me anytime that shit's brought up. I don't generally talk about it, but I don't know. People started getting real upset around 2022. Fucking. But then it turns into like people who love me and care for me more than anyone on the planet, fucking pretty much want me to die, and want to protect the people trying to kill me. Total strangers to me. I'm not sure if they're all like friends and family who have been networking together since I was a child to try to kill me, because there is this pattern of the human race doing that, and the people who love and care for me more than anyone being involved every step of the way. And that's weird that they would be involved in that, and then when other people who I don't even know are trying to kill me, and I'm trying to just be like, warn people like, hey, like, I've got people trying to kill me and stuff, like I just had my head bashed open and all this shit. When they get upset and angry and try to kill me, you know, I don't think they're quite that capable, but hurt me, abuse me, hit me in some way. When I talk about people who look like them trying to kill me, you know, I'm not being like, hey, you know, like all these people who try to kill me look like you, but I think it's an odd coinky dink, you know, like, I can't help but put that together when I see the same people controlling everything on the planet as well. And it's pretty easy for me to remember the people who want me to die and the people who want me to shut up about people trying to kill me. Especially when they're the ones flapping their trappers, forcing me to be around them to what? Hold me down and prevent me from going anywhere, and drug me and try to kill me themselves in some crypto pedophile, bring me into pedophile rituals. We know that's a fact. We know we've been involved in some fucking pedo mutilation rituals from our Lord and Savior Einstein and Jeffrey Epstein and his people, when their love of that shit. You see, that's kind of odd when a person could be like, so it could be like your fucking husband, your child, yeah, that would be really odd if it was your child who turned on you like that, right? Fucking, and was working with other people to try to kill you and shit, because you didn't like finding out that your child is raping babies and shit, or something like that. That would be really odd, you know, but. Turns out to be, it could be like your girlfriend, your wife, your husband. And obviously, like, I would think at this point in time, Kanye West is finding out that well, yeah, his children are liable to kill him. I don't know what that DNA does to once it's injected into your blood, but it creates something special, doesn't it? It creates Epstein's. It creates people who go around the world genociding and raping everyone and telling people that they're gods and to give them all their money or they're going to kill you. I mean, that's where crackheads come from. These Romans right here, the Pope and Pal, when they came over here and genocided the fucking Native Americans and blamed it on some other people they had recently genocided on the place. Fucking, what did they do? That's right. Well, anyways, I'm on in this. While we're on the topic of your family members trying to kill you, let's not forget. See, the odd thing is this is their personality. Like, if you have a family member who's trying to kill and enslave you, and then you're lucky enough to not be a bitch and end up having these people fucking hunting you down because you're not bending over and letting them fuck you in your ass when you're a child, or your entire fucking life. If you're not sitting around being a slave for them, working hard, going nowhere, so they can benefit, so you can live in and die in a house and do absolutely nothing. You're not doing those things. You're probably attracting people's attention, and you might end up getting to the point where they're trying to kill you externally if it's not your parents. That's odd that when these people try to come kill you, that your parents who look like them and worship them, are like siding with the strangers who look exactly like them trying to kill you. And that they worship as gods, even though they don't know who they are, supposedly. Minus the few times that they sat down and took expensive gifts from them. It's select ones, obviously. Those were more covert if they were trying to kill me. The voodoo doll was weird. I wouldn't think that's a person trying to do you any good, right? These shitbags are the ones saying worship the mother. Now, what do these shitbags also do? These shitbags write in their Bible, the story of Esther, that they celebrate yearly. These shitbags fucking... They, okay, so what is the story of Esther? They send a whore to go fuck a man that they want to kill. And the whore marries the man. The whore's not like, I'm a whore, because no self-respecting man would really want a whore, so they would have to hide that shit. Their people obviously promote that the Son of God loves whores and shit. Yeah, that's because their people are trash. Their people are the fucking lowest common denominator of filth and slime. They are the pedophiles of the planet. And they are fucking the most disgusting fucking... Thank God they're actually weak and other humans are fucking their warriors. Because it'd be like... There wouldn't be no other humans left. They would have already replaced you guys if they weren't weak and fucking lazy. And they couldn't be fucking stopped if they weren't weak and fucking lazy either. But they gotta have their weak points. All bosses got down a little weak point, They're weak to fire and water and lightning and plagues. They're definitely weak to plagues, aren't they? They're weak to earth. It's almost like earth is killing them or something. They're all bald by the time they're 20. Anyways, I'm off topic here. They all look like they're 90 by the time they're 30. So, anyways, I'm off topic. The story of Esther is how they're commanding their people to send their whores, their women, to have sex with other people who aren't their race and destroy them and take over their nations. And that's a story of marrying into the king of other nations, so they can take over that nation, because that nation is people who are sick and tired of disgusting Nazi pedophiles. And they feel there's a threat coming from people who don't like disgusting Nazi pedophiles. I don't know, like, supposedly those are bad people, but you kind of like, I mean, if you tell me someone's fucking killing fucking Nazi pedophiles, I'm like going to go to the store. I'm going to order some pizzas and some soda pop and some party favors. We might buy a new movie, or we might end up going out to the theater. Shit. We might call the family, have a family reunion. Tell everyone to bring their favorite dish. And we can just fucking dance the night away and be like, yay, we're killing the Nazis and the pedophiles. That sounds great to me. Fucking, so, when Nazi pedophiles tell me that someone doesn't want them in their nation, and they're like disgusting trash whores who are going to fucking rape everyone to kill them off and replace them, that's actually what they're doing. I mean, the whole Bible is a manual for genocide, enslavement, and racial supremacy. Nothing more, nothing less. Just telling you, they throw in the word invisible Scooby-Doo, and then people's brains is fried. They're like, Scooby-Doo. And that's it. Literally. I mean, that doesn't say much for the human race. But they figured out how stupid they are. And how easy it is to just be like, well, did you see that over there? Look that way, and then stab you when you turn around. They're like, yeah, we won that war. Ah, we are the Romans. We perfected battle. Makes you wonder if they ever actually had phalanx and Roman legions. Because could you imagine Jeffrey Epstein putting on some armor and forming a phalanx with Howard Stern and Harvey Weinstein, Donald Duck, and Elon Musk, and Joe Biden, and Abraham Lincoln, and the Pope, and every frickin' pastor? Could you imagine those people actually putting on some, like that night gear? Supposedly they did have some pictures of people who look like them who are crusaders and shit. That's real believable. I shouldn't say that. I'm a small person. I'm real fucking strong. But then again, I look a little bit different than other people too. So it kind of does show. But yeah, I mean, technically back then they didn't have steroids, so no one was like these mutant fucking Nazi inbreds in America. This is a terror system of the fucking highest order the world's never seen we're up against on this planet. Fucking, they have nukes, they have meth, steroid fucking Nazis out in the streets, keeping everyone enslaved. Their army, their military is mass steroid Nazis too. Fucking. And their people fucking. Maybe it's because the only people I've known is them. And maybe that's why everyone I know is so gung ho about enslaving the planet. Because they're the ones doing it. Probably, right? But it's weird to learn who all is actually involved in that, Anyways, which brings us back to the story of Esther, which is how they use soft kill, how they take over people and nations. Why might you think that in 2020 I was trying to talk to people of other races, and I was dancing with people of other races, and their race comes up to me and kidnaps me and prevents me from dancing with the girls of the other race, and drags me over there and starts touching me, and they're like fucking dragging me over there like I'm their, like I know them, yet alone like I'm their husband or something, or their new sex toy. And I'm like disgusted by the way the person looks, fucking to start.
because it looks like those people. Why do you guys think that their people do that stuff to me? You guys think that they've been doing that a long time? You guys think they just started that in 2020? Because their people have been in my life since I was born. And, it's odd. My mom would try to kill me for years on end and drug me. And it's also odd that she would side with these other people who are causing me problems and trying to kill me, and get mad when I discuss it while they're forcing me to waste my time talking to them and asking me what I'm up to, and not paying attention to a single damn thing, because it's the same thing every fucking time what I'm up to. Fucking, well, I guess I'm the only one who changes, but I mean, it's just story. Anyways, these whore sons of bitches, they worship the whore mother in their fucking book of delusions. And the rest of the book of delusions, what does that come up with? It comes up with the story of Esther, where they use the whore mother to rape good people and fucking kill off those people and replace them with fucking ugly, mutant, inbred, pedophile parasites. Like the Rothschild. So, this, to me, looks like I get fucking first-hand experience about just how much their DNA doesn't care about a halfling that they have. I'm assuming that all this stuff is just first-hand experience that I get the joy and the pleasure of fucking enjoying here, fucking on this planet. Because I don't know, maybe it's just their DNA and that's how it works. They just want to support Nazism and killers over their own family. That they would do that to anyone, not just strangers or their enemies. I'm sure they do it to each other, right? Do you think they only rape other people's kids and they don't rape their own children? Do you think the Pope cares if it's his kid who he's sucking off or if it's someone else's kid? No, he doesn't. Do these pictures look like the face of a person who has a choice at which man or boy they get to have sex with? No. It's a child's laying around. Do they look like they care? No. Fucking, if they cared, they'd what? Comb their hair. They'd get some hair. They would have taken care of themselves and not lost their hair. Like Einstein, if he was so smart. There's so many flaws in their stories. If Mr. Lord Savior Einstein was so smart, how come he doesn't know what a comb or a blowtorch is? He's mentally retarded, at best. You can tell by the pictures. He's mentally retarded. He looks like every other mentally retarded person. And who are the mental retards usually? Yeah, most of the ones I met definitely look that way. Yeah, I have a lot of close interactions. Their people are the people behind all that stuff because they're protecting their genetics and shit, which, due to their extreme interbreeding at their core base, supposedly has extremely negative effects on those people. That's their excuse, but I kind of get the idea that they're probably built that way to start, and that's just how it is. I mean, look, everything they say is a lie, so just look at the reality of it. Like, they're still going around raping everyone else in the world, and they're still fucking ending up looking like this and shit. They're still ending up bald at 20. They're still ending up fucking with Rothschild deformed mutant faces. Some of them are still ending up with their fucking Rothschild alien eyes and shit. And it's harder to see, like Drake's like a halfling and Obama's like a halfling. But it's not always harder to see. Like, look at Trump. Like, his children look more Rothschild than he does. But then again, he did marry a couple mutant-looking fuckers. It's hard to see because his dad has that blonde alien bug eye shit that the Rothschild have, and it's kind of rare for them to have the blonde thing. So, all that means is they killed the Germans 100 years ago and replaced them. That's why there are Europeans who genocided the Native Americans, but they're Middle Easterners, right? That's how they're Middle Easterners, too, because they killed those people 6,000 years ago and replaced them. Obviously, they aren't quite 100% Middle Easterners. And it's obvious from the trail that they started in Africa, because that's like their families' lineage. That's why they're running around. That's why they're the Freemasons, the bricklayers, because pyramids were built with bricks and shit. And that's why they do all that stuff and the pyramid shit, because that's where they started. It's a gang. It's literally, it's a fucking gang. Religion is gangs. They're just the gangs who have killed everyone else on the planet, so you don't disrespect them by calling them a gang, or they'll kill you, and then you won't be allowed to call them a gang anymore, so no one calls them a gang who's alive, because everyone who's ever had the balls to call them a gang is dead. Yeah, that's how it works. They'll rape you and they'll kill you. They'll send a whore into your life and destroy your entire family in one fucking quick marriage. Fucking your family's 6,000 years history will be gone completely, because that's how they do it. That's how their people do it. The Bible is literally a manual to rape, kill, and enslave. Read it. Take your vagina lenses off. Think of the people on the street threatening you that their fucking twin brother Satan is going to kill and torture you if you don't give them your soul. They're like, don't give my twin brother your soul. Give me your soul. Yes, pledge your life to me every day. Wake up and say, I love Israel, and I will give my children's penises to them. I will breed children for Israel to fight and die. Now, just say it in a vagina voice, like, hey guys, my friend, my evil adversary, who is also my twin brother, Satan, he's going to prevent me from sending money to Israel. No, wait a minute, he doesn't do that. He sends money to Israel. He's going to torture you if you don't give me all your money. Join us in the fight against them, and support us today. Do you have an offering you would like to make in your fight against Satan? Satan doesn't like Israel. What do you mean Satan donates money to Israel and guns? Now, you're not supposed to know that. You're supposed to be illiterate, you filthy goyim. You're not supposed to be able to read. Damn it, if they can read, they'll be able to read that this book's a goddamn blueprint for genocide and rape and pedophilia and prostitution and slavery. Jesus fucking Christ. I thought you guys were gonna poison these fuckers so they can't fucking think anymore. What the hell is wrong with you? Put some more fluoride in that water. Put some more. Get rid of those fucking eggs. Start feeding them plants so they become stupid inbreds. Man, only Abrahamic bloodlines, the only race who deserves to exist, should be able to eat meat and live. And these other people are slaves. You notice that too? Like, how many? Do you guys got any of them friends? I have one who works, but the odd thing is I literally have one who went out of their way to explain to me how they don't actually work, but they put on the illusion they do. And it makes me wonder, like, how often is that working? How often does that happen in this world where there's people who don't actually work but spend... Now, that would suck if some of those are the ones who waste your life whining about their working shit. Nothing's worse than a person doing something and whining about what they're doing, right? Like, oh God, it's so bad day. I just watched TV. I went to work all day. It's so bad. I can't blame it on Billy. Billy made Billy farted and then sunk up the whole kitchen. Fucking. But you gotta view it through my lens, where I literally know people who don't work, and then I get to see how the world actually works, and I wonder how many of them don't work. Like the Pope here. Do you think the Pope works? Hey, what does he work on? Fucking locating the little boy's restroom? Undressing little boys? Probably has someone else do that for him. Yeah, I think he like molds his gold throne by himself. He's like 65. They're all like 65 pounds. They've never done anything. They don't even take steroids and put on the illusion that they've done something like Joe Rogan does. Fucking. Well, you guys enjoy your delusions and keep them far the fuck away from me. Along with your Nazi ass race and any of your supporters. Just stay far the fuck away from me and expect fucking some sort of repayment for fucking all those attempts on my life and from your little pedophile people, and they're called. Yeah. Do expect that because I do. Just because, you know, the weird shit that happens in this world, you guys call it karma or whatever. And I'm like, man, I think there's like a set storyline where they're bots being forced to do something, and then it's set what's going to happen to the fuckers too. After they do it, I kind of get the idea that that's what's happening. Because I've definitely fought it enough to realize that I don't have any choice here. And these fuckers don't have the brain power to fucking make a choice. They don't have the fucking willpower to make a choice either. Most of them don't have the physical power to move in a direction. So, I don't know, man. I wouldn't necessarily say it's karma, but it is weird. Like, someone can kill themselves while trying to kill you. You know, like, but I've never been like, oh, that's karma. Like, I've always been like, yeah, that's extremely weird and suspect, and that looks set up. So I've never been like, oh, that was karma. Like, that's what happens when you try to kill people. You're gonna die. No, I never thought that's how things work. But I've seen it happen. I've seen things like that happen enough to throw my brain that direction if I wanted to. But I've seen enough to know that that's not what was happening. I'm doubting. I'm doubting that was like karma happening. Like instant karma, weird things happen. But we have a terrorist alien fucking species being created on this planet and not being disposed of either. So, you know, losers and their worship of terrorist alien devils. I understand most people alive who are probably them, and so you're not a loser, you're fucking trash. You are a sick pedophile trash. I mean, shit, bro, like, there's no point in fighting this, really, because if it wasn't for the fact that I caught their race separating me from other races, everyone I know is involved in this shit. Like my dad, who I don't know, I know he worked with Epstein's people and all that shit. Fucking, I know I probably worked for them too, and it was probably the people I was going and saying hi to, and when I worked inside their houses and stuff. It was definitely we went to special locations to pick up payment money, so that was obviously set up. There's no way these rich people lived in a rich apartment in a city they developed and created themselves. So that was like a trap house for rich people, and where we went to get the money. So I don't think any of their actual members were in there. Some of their goons were in there. But Yeah, great fucking people. Great people. Anyone who talks about these people should be banned from society for real. Fucking, these people are going around on the streets threatening to kill and torture people if you don't worship them as gods. And they're saying it in some vagina way too. There's one quick slap would fucking put them fucking out of fucking commission for all of eternity. But they've got their fucking Nazis with the badges protecting them. They're slave enforcers and damn fucking Nazi inbred fucking mutant pigs. Fucking ain't a damn good one of them, is there? I'm pretty sure the only time fucking one of them came into my life was because they weren't actually trying to be my girlfriend. I'm gonna make that assumption there. Fucking, man, I'd be watching their horror people obsess over them. They'd be like, ooh, women in uniform. It's like, man, your people are trash. Fucking Nazi scumbags and shit. Fucking. Thank God I could find males, at least, who fucking didn't worship that shit. I don't know how frequent that is. You know, it's weird online. You'll see commenters, like, who are pro-government. I guarantee you every one of them are cops. Because I've never met a person who wasn't a female who liked them. And I wouldn't allow females who liked them around me either. So, but I just knew one. You're forced to be around people in this world, so I was forced to know one. That motherfucker puts Nazis above their own family. Like that's real Nazism. Abrahamicism is Nazism to its core. Like they aren't just killers and invaders of other races. They're just killers and invaders. They'll kill their own. They'll invade their own people. They'll do all that stuff. Like I said, fucking motherfuckers turn on me and shit when I tell them. Like, they'll be like, you know, they spend like decades trying to convince me they love me and care for me, but when it comes down to their people trying to kill me, strangers even, I don't know how they even know it's their people. It's just like they put everyone in front of them because they feel like they've already got something close to them as their slave, and the next homeless person they find has more value to offer them than their own child will. Their own child will already give them everything they own, and they don't need any respect or honor from that child. So they will put that, or husband or wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. I've had this happen both ways. This is why these personalities should be removed and should be identified and removed from the gene pool and not bred with. But of course, they've been breeding with each other a long ass time. Literally, they're writing books saying they need to go breed. It's a goddamn Nazi manual for their race to fucking conquer the world. Of course, it's about family. They don't give a shit about family. It's about breeding fucking Nazis and shit. It's about breeding slaves for themselves. It's not about breeding a child because they love children. Oh, they love children. They definitely breed them for that, but it's not about breeding because they like children. They like to have sex with children. They like to touch their genitals. They like to mutilate them. They like to drug them. They don't actually. I don't think most of these people actually have the programming in their brains to actually like and love things. It's cold, calculated killer type people. You literally will not make it through Earth without turning into it to combat them. We're not going to get rid of the problem with any vaginas. I'll tell you that. Any of these men having their dicks chopped off and turning into females, type attitudes, you know who I'm talking about. Like, those people probably are more men than some of these other people out here. Any of that shit's just going to get in the fucking way of getting rid of the fucking problem. they're the ones fucking promoting that stuff. Like, literally, the new Pope's promoting it, and it's like controlled opposition, because obviously they're the Nazis too, so their race owns all that shit. It's just a way. When they left the Middle East, they went to the Northerners and they started teaching them to bend over and get raped by them. So they taught them all this vagina stuff. They taught them to be homos and to get raped as children and stuff by them and worship them as gods. That's literally slave doctrine. It's people have come into your house, kicked your door down, and said, worship me as gods, bend over so I can rape you, for invisible Scooby-Doo. This is a good thing. We're doing it. I'm going to have sex with all your family, and that way your bloodlines can be better people like we are, because we're civilized. New World Order, Hebrew, Roman, American, Europeans. From Egypt. That's tell me that's not what they're doing. Their food drive every now and then. Their little terrorist ass use that shit to fucking shuffle me outside of town. They use that shit to prevent me from being outside where I was talking to people about their trash ass, and I was living my own life without their trash in the way of my life. They use those fucking homeless places and that fucking free shit they give out as a way to bait people. That's why China won't let missionaries in, because they know they're fucking spies. They're fucking agents of a fucking military organization. Religion is the government. It's just it's a backup government, like how they have 19 backup religions. If you don't want to worship their race, you get to go worship their race again somewhere else. You don't even like religion. Don't worry, you can still worship Einstein, the dumbest looking motherfucker to ever exist on the planet. Outside of, even mentally retarded people don't look as stupid as he does. Fine. But don't judge a book by its cover, because it might drop a fucking nuclear missile on you and genocide you if you say anything bad about it, huh? Is that what? These too weak and cowardly. They're probably too weak and cowardly to actually kill anyone, aren't they? Who knows? They're probably hiring people to do all the raping. Their women obviously will go around raping and killing their people. When they have sex with someone, they'll destroy the fucking child real fast and shit, for their race and shit. That's what the Bible tells them to do. That's what these little fucking ugly mutant fucking pieces of shit Catholics are doing. Fucking talking about worshiping invisible Scooby-Doo's mother and shit, who's like a prostitute who is going around fucking everyone in the world and doesn't know where her child comes from. They're like glamorizing prostitution, slavery, genocide, racial supremacism. What else is the Bible? Did you find something else in the Bible? Oh, there was a cute limerick in one of the New Testament versions. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, it said, do not kill. Oh, wait a minute. The argument is, oh, wait a minute. They're the ones doing all the killing, aren't they? I guess it means don't kill when they're trying to kill you, because then they can't kill you and take everything and rape you. Fucking, and their people can't force their way into your life. What a fucking trash ass world this place is. Fucking, this disease is the good people on the planet. Like, that's what everyone agrees with, right? Fucking, just imagine how trashy the other people are if these are really the good people. Fucking pedophile, colonizer, genocidal enslavers. Obviously, there's probably other people on the planet, but they're fucking populating the world, and they've raped their way across the fucking planet and almost got rid of most people. You can see that if you just travel through USA. Everyone looks like these people. Most people do, unless they're like people they've recently shipped over on boats as slaves, brought over here for 25 cents an hour labor, which is, that's exactly what their people do. Is they don't care about quality. They can't. Like, they can't even be born with a quality. Fucking, they just care about the cheapest trash they can find. I mean, that's why they can't even write a good fucking delusion book. Because their brains fucking can't come up with quality ideas. That's why they got such shitty books like Stephen King. It's just garbage. You gotta go to the children's book section to find a book that's fucking digestible and shit. That way it's over fast. But yeah, let's assume that, oh, these people are trash. We don't have to assume. We know. They're pedophiles. Like I said, they're using that whole help the poor people shit as a way to funnel money. It's money laundering. They use it to cover their drug businesses and everything else. Fucking, I'm sure that many of the church, I mean, their people run the hospitals. They have the church symbols on the hospitals selling the drugs. I'm sure the fucking preachers are fucking money laundering for their people. I mean, I've never even met, I don't know if, I met one who didn't sell drugs. But every drug dealer I met, I think, other than that, was probably one of them. Fucking, and they own the hospital. So every drug dealer you know is one of them. Fucking, the bankers, so obviously they have experience in money laundering. And who's the mafia? It's the Roman mafia. It's the Roman Italian mafia. Huh. Interesting. Interesting how if a snake just sheds its skin, it's a chameleon snake. Changes its color. You don't recognize that you've been colonized by Romans and they're standing beside you raping their way into your life. And in fact, they might have raped your parents in order to destroy you. If that's not the case, then for me personally, then it's clear that they just destroy everything and anyone they touch and are really at the bottom of the barrel, though. Fucking, I mean, they obviously are at the bottom of the barrel. That would suck if other humans are more shittier. They do bring in some people that are like fucking, like less than gerbils, but I think that, I don't think those are people. Obviously, we're having a problem with the people thing here because I can, summon plagues and fires and shit like that, or something's giving an illusion I can, and creating humans is like greater than that, and it looks like I might be doing that, so that means I can't create humans, so what am I creating, you know what I'm saying? Fucking, I'm filling in blank templates for humans who claim they exist, and the rat people have a lot of really low IQ, lower intelligence than living being fuckers walking the planet. So are they androids or what? Or just flesh puddles fucking formed? They're probably, I mean, at the end of the day, beings alive, fully explained by it all being AI generated videos and or preset stuff. With the 2020 thing, that's definitely the world's fucking entirely a preset game and shit. I've never gotten to fucking summon anything I want. All I'm asking, like, you can hear me, like I'm telling you in the open what I want these days. I don't see the trash getting burnt fucking at an acceptable rate. Fucking, so we're never gonna have anything of value as long as this trash walks the planet and interferes with our lives. Fucking, and their little dick minions, fucking, man. I noticed the one loser they sent into my life, fucking, like, talking to me about war. He's like showing me guns. I think he's like trying to threaten me and shit because they sent a Hebrew who sells drugs into my life. And then he's like talking, like the first day, he's like identifying himself. He's like, how's that war in Israel going? And then he's showing me all these guns. I think they've been trying to threaten me my whole life. Like when I was 15, they forced their way into my life by being like, we were going to rob you, but we're going to be your friends. And then they fucking ratted me out to their Nazi pigs and shit. I'm assuming that was when they were together. I mean, their DNA is filth and trash. But pretty much if you meet one, you might as well assume the worst because that's what they're up to and shit. Now, there's a reason they look like snaky fucking slimebacks because they are. You judge it. You don't even read books. Don't tell me you don't judge a book by its cover. You've never even been to a library if you don't judge a book by its cover. So, just so you know, you don't own a mirror if you can't judge a book by its cover. Fucking, you've never met a fat person if you can't judge a book by its cover. That means that's a glutton. That means it's a sloth. Fucking, that's period. There is no fat Olympians. There is no fucking fat people who are starving. Okay, you can easily judge it. There is no fucking broccoli head motherfucker who is smart enough to know what a comb is, like Einstein. Okay? So, yeah. They're trash. And I get the joy of experiencing this shit my whole life. The human race, I think it's just America. America's just a trash nation. And I know I'm being separated by from other people by this trash. In 2020 we proved that when we set the bait for their trash asses. And they were like, they were right there admitting it in front of their other fellow trash. Which isn't much when you're admitting it in front of your fellow trash, but if they were actually other people, that would have been a good admission to have in front of the one people. They get to see it, but this nation is trash. America needs fucking, I was against slavery my whole life, but then I realized I'm freeing people who are my fucking enemies. And we got to do something. We either got to kill them off, or we're going to have to fucking torture them, or we're going to have to enslave them. Fucking, and I don't want torture and I don't want enslavement, but it's a game's going to force war and shit and slavery. And that's the only option we have. I don't get to make any decisions. So I'm all for rounding these fuckers up and doing anything. As long as we get the first step done, we've taken a step in the right direction. You can do anything you want, because I'm not in control, because I don't get to do shit I want because this trash ass human race and their fucking diseased American invaders, like this whole fucking country, like everyone in it, like it's been proven to me, like since 2020, every race here has been fucking filth, and they all need to die from plagues and shit. So I could have enjoyed 2020 a lot more watching this scum fucking die off. And I could be enjoying these fires and floods a lot fucking more, and earthquakes and shit. But the problem is, it's a fucking job, and I've had to deal with their trash ass for so fucking long that it's not fun to watch them die anymore. It's not cute. They keep doing it. Their brains, they don't even have brains. They're just fucking bots playing fucking roles. And I'm fucking pissed I'm being forced to fucking be around this shit. Fucking, the illusion of existence is tiresome. And if you haven't figured that out, it's probably because you don't exist on this fucking planet. I know they have the bots make cute little things like, I'm too busy being a slave to fucking do anything in life. It's like, you are literally a terrorist. Like, I work for a terrorist organization. I'm too busy to do anything about the terrorist organization. Okay. Nothing the human says has ever made any fucking sense here. Fucking, you have you have like the whole fucking nation acting like trash. Fucking, especially in 2020. I mean, the people who were injecting me with poisons and kidnapping me the month before COVID started, which was when I asked for it to start. Fuck, fucking, that was a lot of people. They brought in a lot of third worlders and shit to work for them. And like I said, I'm not sure what this fucking mutant slime scum race from Israel is up to. The Romans, Italians, whatever the fuck their trash ass really is. Fucking, but they seem to thrive on this, having this other minion shit. And they also had that book on golems, so I'm pretty sure they're like, even though they're all probably not living beings, like in their head, it seems to be they're trying to convince me that they're creating these lesser people than them and shit, which is weird because their book talks of that outside of the golem shit. It says that they're trying to recreate the creation, and they're going to get fucking destroyed for it. And it's the book they say. I don't think they have the power to actually write these books themselves. Like I said, it's weird how they rat themselves out in their own racial supremacist manuals and shit. They do a lot of things they wouldn't do if they had actual thoughts. They could easily stop printing the books. Like they've done that recently. They've removed certain words from their books. That's why they rewrite the Bible, because they learn which words are giving them away and stuff. And they remove those key words from the Bible to make it more wish-washy and more Scooby-Doo-ish than reality-based. And which takes away the only 1 or 2 ounces of anything intelligent in it. Because the only thing intelligent in the Bible is when fucking John and Jesus are walking around talking about them controlling the planet. That's the only thing. You get on the Psalms and it's like, and that's one psalm. And the next psalm is a brown cow now, she west to shell. That's Psalms. That's literally Psalms. You've never read your Bible, have you? Thank God. Fucking, you will shut the book immediately. Fucking, you will, unless your brain is fried and you're tripping on fucking 100 hits of acid, you will shut that book if you open that chapter as your first chapter. You will is that your first time these people are coming up and threatening your life, fucking if you don't worship them as gods, and they hand you that shit, you're gonna realize you're dealing with a fucking crackhead who needs some fucking crack money real bad and shit. Fucking, that's what exactly Psalms is like. Fucking talking to these crackheads on the street corner threatening you from crack money and shit. And it's odd because those are the same people selling the Bible, aren't they? It looks like they're fathers and sons and twins and cousins. Doesn't it? Has anyone else noticed that? Is it just me, or is it just all the people outside threatening people for crack money with pale skin look like these people, just not with rich fancy clothes, right? Look like they haven't showered in a while. And then again, the Pope looks like he hasn't showered in a while either. Look like they've been ran through a wood chipper and shit for some reason. Don't judge a book by its cover. There's no way just because they look like pedophiles that they would spread a religion who demands you fucking suck baby penises of men only and not touch the women and mutilate them. There's no way that you could look at this person who looks like a pedophile and assume they would write a book saying, suck baby penises for God. Let me suck your baby penis for God. Bring me your baby so I can suck them all for God. You know, it's just a coincidence that they look like people who suck baby dicks. And they are people who suck baby dicks. And they write books and create religions and governments and nations and militaries to teach the world to suck baby dicks. It's just a coincidence. It's a coincidence, which they're the Cohens. And who's always causing the problems when there's a Cohen incident? Who's always around? You got the Golan Masters, Jeffrey Epstein controlling little baby slaves and stuff. Fucking, it's Scooby-Doo's in control, guys. Scooby-Doo is in control. Don't worry, Scooby-Doo loves pedophiles. He's not gonna harm them. Fucking, this is so fucking stupid, dude. You know, this has been 40 years I've had to listen to these motherfuckers and their Scooby-Doo fucking bullshit. This is, even the motherfuckers who don't use the word Scooby-Doo, this is like the shit that comes out their mouth. Like, fucking people talking to me about Christmas and Easter, and I'm like, I don't like pedophiles and genociders, and they're like, hey, you're just a hater. I'm a hater because I don't like genociders and pedophiles, and I want to kill the people who have been invading my fucking life, and you want to protect the people invading my life, which means you're on a kill list now too, buddy. Fucking, and I'm a hater, and they're like, yeah, you fucking hater. You better worship us, and you better worship them. It's like, you're not even them. Why do you want to worship them? I thought they genocided you. Wait a minute. They look like where they claim you look like you're from, where they claim they were from 8,000 years ago. Maybe those people are linked that way, and they're not golems. Maybe, but I'm trying to look at that. They don't look like those people rape Northerners. But then again, that does lead to some really fucking weird shit when those things happen. Fucking. And you don't really know what the Rothschild would look like, because they're like mutant motherfuckers. So, like, that's pretty much every retarded person or crackhead I met, I think, looks like them. Like 90%, 80, 90. Oh, that's real easy to see when I'm on the West Coast. And there's like 10 cities full of them, and like every pale skin, like 80 or 90% look like their cousins who are fucking each other and shit. That's easy to see when you got a whole fucking city full of people who look the fucking same and shit. I don't know what's up with their people necessarily targeting and stalking me my whole life, but it's unwanted, I can tell you that much. And, no help from the fucking useless fucking turds sitting around doing nothing and shit so far. Shit, like I said, my own family is on their side, is on complete strangers' sides and shit. At least one of them, at least the one who fucking can still manage to, the world set up things, so I'm forced to be around people I don't want to be around, and I'm trying to separate myself from. So they've used their fucking system of helping and caring to tie me down to their diseased people. Trash. Watch out for the trash and their free handouts. They force me to take that shit. I don't accept shit like that, but I get forced to take it. I was thinking more recently I should just start burning my money, because I just smash a lot of the shit I buy anyways, because I can't use it because this filth-ass human race in America fucking gets in the way of everything I want to do. Prevents me from doing anything, so it's like the only purpose of being here is war against them, apparently, to try to summon plagues and floods and fires and shit until we can develop a species that doesn't act like them, or find a couple amongst them hiding under the rock, or they're probably busy working somewhere, right? Not able to sit around and cause problems all day, fucking with people trying to do work. But at the same time, look at that. Look how the word on the street is that these people are creating this other robot race to go around and force everyone else to work 24/7 to avoid them. And look how that's happening. Look how they're doing that. They bring in all these invaders from other nations, and then it forces you not to go outside, fucking not be around people. And then their trash ass runs the government and the religions and says, do not kill, and give us your baby wieners and all this shit, fucking. And then they create a fake opposition of fake blonde hair, blue eye Hitlers and shit. That do absolutely nothing at solving the fucking problem, except for they help steal land in the Middle East for Israel instead of getting rid of the people stealing the land. Yeah. It's real easy to see. If you see a person who looks like this, just fucking get your knife ready, get your gun. Fucking, if you see a pig, they have those fucking Star of Davids, those pentagrams. Fucking follow them home. Find their fucking, where their family lives. We should start documenting every fucking address. It's gonna be a lot. Like I said, I think it's just easier if we just flood the place. Fucking carpet bomb it with nukes. Fucking create some real plagues, not these vagina plagues. Fucking, we're gonna have to do something like that, because this world is just fucking trash. And these fucking human races, some bitch non-existent, they're fucking lying about being humans. And their little bitch asses have been fucking here causing problems, because that's all they were designed to do, was to be a problem. And this is a traditional scenario for any video game. There's a problem, and the player is the solution. And so what happens in my life? There's a problem, and I'm in a world full of a bunch of non-existent bots. So what do you think's gonna, this is the world's first video game where you just sit around and let the bots terrorize you and shit? I think not. That doesn't look like they've been sitting around fucking doing nothing. That's what they're correct about the past few years. Fucking, I just got started in the game. Fucking, I gave them 40 fucking years to modify their fucking bot fucking attitudes and to document and record everything they've been doing and how they've been doing it, and learn their fucking patterns and make a choice on what should be done with them too. And made that choice, and that's on. We're not gonna ever change in this life. I know you vaginas would like that, because you fucking losers who've never done anything and are the problem. Most people I know are the problem. Like literally everyone forced into my life, I've been people who are pieces of shit who forced their way into your life. They're all the equivalent of a crackhead out on the street who fucking forces their way into your life for crack money. Every single person I've ever interacted with, almost every single one, 90% of them, because I don't talk to people. And therefore, you have to force your way into my life. You have to be a violent, forceful person to come around me and shit. And lo and behold, mostly people I wouldn't want around me are fucking the trash they send around me. Now, how did they generate this trash to magically appear in the world and cause problems if they're actual living beings? How do I summon clones of humans if they're actual living beings? I mean, like, the trash around me right now, real close right now, listening in probably, because it's like non-existent trash who will respond to me when I talk to it. Isn't that weird? I can sit around and talk, and the trash within like 6 feet of me, or 12 or 20 or 25 feet, or like humans I don't even know the name of. I don't even know what they look like, but they'll respond to what I'm saying, like, they'll be acting like they're talking to each other even, like, they're not even there. There's nothing there. They're empty fucking vessels who are designed to terrorize and kill and rape and mutilate like any bad guy in any video game or movie and shit. That was the design, created. They do things like kidnap me and poison me, and then I'd be like, well, why don't you do it to yourself instead of me? Since you fucking losers love it so much. And then they start kidnapping themselves and poisoning themselves. I'm just getting started here. So I'm trying to figure out what we can do. Obviously, like, hopefully we can get it over fast. I mean, what can we do? Like, seriously, like, I've been asking for this to be over for a long fucking time. I don't want to be around this trash. I don't like this trash. I'm never going to like any of the trash here. I definitely don't like any of it now after 2020, after seeing what it really is with non-existent terrorist fucking bots claiming they're humans when they're actually pieces of shit. And they're out of control computers. They're fucking calculators who can't do math. They're fucking computers that can't power up and do any sort of work. They're computers that are like leaking feces. They don't even come on to boot in the fucking Windows and shit. It's just like, that's fucking a parallel to what Bill Gates and his mutant ass Bill Gates fucking creates with his dirty fucking tech. And Scooby-Doo's chosen fucking Nazi pedophiles and their fucking inbred minions, fucking whatever the fuck they are, dude. They try to convince me they're Golem, and it's like, well, I mean, they're probably bots in a game, but whatever you want to call them, bot boy, fucking, whatever the fuck your bot brain wants to come up, whatever your bot brain can be programmed to say, because I doubt it can come up with fucking anything else. You're gonna have to stick to your fucking Bible manual and your Golem bullshit, which comes from the Bible, so you might want to learn how to read fucking and learn what those books actually say and shit. And actually, you might not want to touch it because it'll poison your fucking soul and mind. So, it would take your entire life to read all the fucking Encyclopedia Talmud anyways. And that's the point of these people, is to waste your life. That's the point of them being created, is to waste your life. Fucking, and suck your lifeblood dry. That's the point of going to worship them. Worshipping Einstein, listening to him talk, going to their churches, is to waste your fucking life and give them all your money so they can have a good life and you can be their fucking slave. That's the purpose of their cult. That's the purpose of any fucking cult. Whether it's Jim Jones' cult or Jeffrey Epstein's church, it's the purpose of it. That's for some person who thinks he's so fucking great. He needs you should be his fucking slave and give him all your fucking money. And that's why their fucking people fucking live all fucking fancy free and shit. Driving around in their Ferraris these days and shit. They're getting a little out of hand with that. Then the Gold Palace thing's 2,000 years old, isn't it? And they've always been out of hand with that. Gold's not even a fucking good building material. It's just a sign of slavery. It's a sign that you've enslaved people and stolen their minerals, stolen their minds from them. That's all gold and diamonds are. And couple uses in computers. Imagine the alien shitbags fucking knowing the value of gold 2,000 years before they allowed humans to have fucking computers. Fucking imagine that. But its only real value is a sign that they've enslaved Africa and stolen all their resources. That's why women like diamonds, because it shows that you're a man who's strong enough to go fucking enslave some people, kill them, and take their fucking shit, and you will do that for her so she can have a fucking rock you've fucking just killed someone and stolen and taken it from. It's the only fucking purpose to that shit. Shiny fucking trinkets don't mean much. You can find shiny, you can make a shiny fucking trinket. Look, this is fucking near useless shit. Shiny trinket shit. Fucking, it's expensive though. It's generally pretty expensive. And why is that? Because it's just about selling garbage. Fucking, but the value of the diamonds and the gold is a sign that we just killed these people and stole all their shit. And it's fancy to them because they don't have much of that. So, it's like we traveled a long way to get this shit. It's got a lot of value to it. I mean, shit, that's another thing. That's a whole nother topic there, is the discussion of how they value fucking resources whose only real high commodity value and the links to what it's used for. How do you show a woman that you will do anything and everything for her? You buy her, you find a shiny rock on the ground? Or you go fucking kill people, enslave them, and steal their shit? That's dedication right there. That means forever. That means you're going to do anything and everything. Get down on your knees and lick her feet 24/7. Anytime she bends over, you will ask if she needs fucking someone to smell her fart. That's the type of shit that leads to, fucking right there. That's what that shit symbolizes. There's no fucking way in hell. Why would you even go to the pedophile palace to get married? Especially the people who aren't part of the pedophile palace. They're always talking about, because I definitely, I was, led astray by their people and shit, and they would, take me to church and then never show up. I think their people were working together to try to dump me off there to brainwash me or some shit. Fucking, that's some weird-ass shit to do that. Fucking, it's always some weird-ass shit in my life. Like I said, I think everyone comes from outside of the city, if not from a different city and state that I've known. That's some weird shit, isn't it? Is that normal? You ever heard of that? And none of them are the college kids who fucking influx this town, which would make any sort of sense, and I wouldn't be able to say those words if it were anyway. Yeah, so that's another thing. There's another thing they got going on, that gold shit. What does that mean? Well, it's a symbol that the Romans have traveled the world and fucking stolen resources from other people who have gold and diamonds and shit like that. And 2,000 years ago, the aliens couldn't have told you that gold was a necessary component in computers. And diamonds and gemstones were necessary light computing components. They still haven't even told you that, have they? They still haven't told you that part, huh? But gold's in every. There's gold in this, probably. Maybe. It might be real cheap, but it probably is. But its value on Earth to humans is what? How's gold obtained? How's it mostly obtained? All the Rothschild go down to Africa and they steal the fucking gold down there and give them a Bible in return for their land and their gold mines. And what does the Bible say? To worship them as gods. That's taking as much as you can, whenever you can. Any means possible. Continued patterns, organized throughout history. It's looking real slim to none chances that this was a good cult at any point in time. They wrote that in their book too. They said, "Oh, this started as a good thing, but by the time the book was written, it was a bad thing." Yeah, maybe the story was invented when the book was. That's a possibility. definitely a possibility that these people would be making up lies. Uh, why would in the closet people fucking even go around saying they're against pedophilia and homosexuality if that's like one of their three base tenets of their cult is to participate in rituals like that and then say they aren't doing it. Like literally it's all their people seem to do is be like, I'm not doing it. I've never met a person who's involved in any of these. Well, that one person came and talked to me at my gym, but generally I've never met a person, and I didn't get to ask him too, like, hey, you remember, and when I was asking him, like, so what do you think's going on with the COVID shit, fucking, and he was telling me what I was doing in my room alone, fucking, when no one was around. I didn't get to ask him, so did you ever stop fucking drugging and terrorizing and kidnapping people, or, you gonna have to die from the plague or something? Do your children do what you do? Did your parents do what you do? I didn't get to ask him that. But the other people, I've been more recently asking the people outside, like, hey, what's up with all these people working together to try to kill me? And they're like, I'm asking them at the store, and they're like, I don't know. We don't know what you're talking about. I was like, but you got them working for her. You got the Nazi cops working for you right here. They know what they're doing, obviously. It seems like an organized attack. Fucking, obviously. It doesn't seem like an organized attack. You're definitely a human if your brain can't put that shit together. Fucking, write it on the map a month before it fucking happens. Yeah, just a million accidents they accidentally wrote was going to happen before they did, right? But you can't seem to find anyone who's been involved. But I do know people who don't want me talking about it and will assault me if I talk about it. That's odd, isn't it? Isn't that odd? And, that's odd. But that's odd because how close those people were my whole life, forced into my life. Like I said, I think everyone's been forced into my life. I might have chose like 3 people, 5 people. But like I have links right now. Like I could lay out the links on being like, and then I could, just like the patterns I see in the humans over and over, like where we have every 4 years or more the humans try to kill me. In 2020 there was like several attempts on my life. That's the first year I really noticed it. But I guess when I was 8 they were trying to drug me every day for a couple of years. So I guess that counts as every day, right? That might count as several times a day, actually. I think it does. I just forget if it was several times a day or just once. But then it evolves into this other shit, kidnapping me and trying to inject me with fucking test drugs. And then the people who were doing the drugging when I was a fucking little toddler are fucking taken up for those people. So we have some serious issues here with these bot motherfuckers and their little terrorist book is always talking about that too. Like, you gotta worship the whore Esther. When she rapes her way into your family to kill your bloodline, you gotta worship your parents. And Satan would tell you not to. Satan would tell you, Satan is a Christian, so Satan donates money to Israel and is Abrahamic bloodline. So there is no Satan, it's the same race. There's no atheist, it's the same race. Everyone's an atheist. They're all worshiping a race. They're all Christians. They're all Satanists. They're all atheists. Fucking, those are facts. You can't deny facts with Scooby-Doo. Yeah, that's all they do. They bring Scooby-Doo and lies and manipulation into everything they fucking say. And then you go absolutely fucking nowhere. You should have heard the conversations I had with people who weren't of their bloodline when they interrupted me and prevented me from talking to them about shit like this. They went straight to Obama. Did you know Obama's a transgender? Like, they just cut right in front of my conversation about it. Like, hey, what about these alien fucks who are enslaving us and own everything on the planet? And they just rush right over, like, yeah, did you know Obama's a transgender? It's like, did you know that you need to go back to kindergarten and be fucking locked and chained down to the chair till you can grow up and be a fucking adult and say something of above kindergarten fucking value and shit? Did you know that? Because that's literally my plan for the future, is people go to school until they fucking learn. And they don't get out of school until they're done fucking learning. And so if you're going around fucking talking about Obama as a transgender to interrupt my conversation about some dumbass alien species who is getting in the way of people talking about stupid shit while there's something important going on, then I think you're rather a hostile, vicious, pedophile, serial killer motherfucking, which is weird because they're priding themselves on being pedophile, serial killer motherfuckers, huh? They're good people. They're good pedophile serial killers. You know why? Because Scooby-Doo said so. Yet, no one's ever met Scooby-Doo, have they? The aliens themselves have not shifted to Scooby-Doo's form and came out and caused floods or fires or anything to happen to convince anyone that Scooby-Doo exists. Any of the Scooby-Doos. We haven't seen Satan Scooby-Doo. We haven't seen Allah Scooby-Doo. We haven't seen fucking Buddha Scooby-Doo. We haven't seen Cthulhu Scooby-Doo. We haven't seen Leviathan Scooby-Doo. We haven't seen Scooby-Dooby-Dooby. We haven't seen Scrappy-Doo. We haven't seen Velma. We haven't seen none of them. Have we? And if we have, we was probably on a lot of acid at that time, weren't we? Admit it. We were probably on a lot of... Yeah, actually, that was Cheech and Chong who said, I was playing Black Sabbath one time and I seen God. Yeah, yep. Hey, at least he admitted he was on acid and shit. Fucking... So, I get the idea that probably not. There's probably not 240 different Scooby-Doo and friends running this planet. And from the looks of things, there's not even one fucking watching. And yeah, I mean, you gotta realize that there was a person watching this planet, they probably would have erased it a long time ago. It actually makes sense in the story where it says God comes and then he says, I'll see you in 6,000 years and I'm gonna come back and kill you. I'll probably have to again. Yeah, that, to me, that makes a lot of sense once I hit like 40 and 2020. Once I hit 2020, fucking, that makes a lot of sense to me. Fucking, it's like, yeah, like, I would never want to come back here either. And if I was forced to come back here, I would be pretty pissed about it too. So, that's the only thing that makes sense there, is a couple of their little limericks. But the rest of it's about protecting pedophilia in one bloodline. So I guess God's a neo-Nazi who has people create 200, has his neo-Nazi soldiers create 200 other gods to divide people up and trick them and then have them fight and kill each other over fake gods. Yeah, does any of it make sense? Can we we're going to have to revert to the golden commandments if pure ignorance. There are literally people out here who are never going to be able to follow any of those laws. They just don't. Yeah, dealing with some people yesterday, delivering food and dealing with Uber. It's just a bunch of trash that they fucking brought over here for cheap labor. And they're fucking violent scumbags. It's probably their little golem and shit. Because as you can tell, like, bro, I'm sure in some of my videos before you've heard like the people around me responding to shit I'm saying. That happens like all over the world. This world's filled with a bunch of non-existent bots, and they're probably little devils who work for the scumbags here and shit. Imagine how much power they must have if they can do that shit. And they use it to fucking rape children and be useless, lazy fucking slobs instead of doing anything about it. Because they want to keep people stupid so they can continue to have slaves and no one can be on their level. So if they feel if they would allow people to do something or give people something of value, then other people would come close to their level and they could not feel good because apparently they can't achieve. So I'm not sure what goes on, how the Hollywood shit's AI generated. I'm assuming they're getting the same false memories that the clones are getting, that they invented, that they worked real hard on that music and they worked real hard on that news show and they worked real hard on that Hollywood blockbuster that magically appears like that before me and shit. Fucking I'm sure they probably had some of those false memories. That one clone I was talking to seemed really convinced that they existed before I created them or asked for them. However, the shapeshifter or clone thing appears when I ask for it. Fucking. But this shit, I definitely wouldn't have created a bunch of people who are enslaving me from the start. Yeah, no, I'm still calling to this day. Here I'm 40 years old. I'm still calling. This is one of the only things I've said for a long time. Get rid of the people on the planet enslaving other people and getting in the way of their existence. Fucking, I'm still calling for that since the day I was born. So I didn't fucking say any of that should be happening. And you can see I'm calling for this shit. And how rarely does that happen? Like, yeah, the one war started a couple days after, and then probably, you know, I said shit's gonna happen, you know, after they tried to kill me last year. And oh yeah, I showed you where on the internet they wrote they were gonna ambush me, and I said, look, this looks weird. They were fucking writing this on the internet. And then it happened. Oh boy, I must have made that happen, right? Yeah. Oh, I definitely made these fucking people act that way. Right. I made trash. Well, if it's my fault, if I invented some computer that's a failure, then we should go buy a new computer and throw the old one away. Pretty fucking simple. Very fucking simple. It doesn't take a fucking genius to figure that shit out. Well, there we go. Another day halfway out of the way. Hopefully we get rid of this fucking Earth place soon so we can get to a world where we can actually do something of value and shit. And not have to have the memories of this fucking planet existing. Another fucking awesome day. Fucking, I love the fact you guys have been trying to do that bait shit the past few years or so and shit, where you did some 360 turnaround. I don't know what did that, but vicious fucking personalities probably can't do anything positive. So we take someone's life from them, give them a Tootsie Roll back, and that's what their people do. They take your life from you, and then they bring you down to their level, and then they give you like a crumb of what they have, and which is nothing you want to eat anyways. It's like a crumb of some fucking Burger King they found in a dumpster, and they aren't even gonna eat themselves. Fucking, it seems to be a personality fucking trait with these people. Fucking, not everyone seems to have it, but a lot. I mean, shit, bro. Boy, that's a lot of fuckers been forced into my life and shit. And with a lot of weird ways too. Often with some threat-like comments and shit. Fucking. That's weird shit when that happens, right? And then people cutting the brake lines and shit like that in 2020. Hopefully we get rid of this fucking place. Get rid of me. Can you guys figure that shit out? Can you guys figure out how to do that properly instead of being a failure at it every time? You guys fucking think you can do something right for once? Just one time? I'm asking just one time to do something right. Right, just one time. You can go back to raping children and fucking everything up on the planet. Just get it right. Fucking get it right. You know, like fucking drop a nuke on me or something. That's gotta work, right? Like a fucking large ass nuke. They'll take the whole city out and just make sure you place it like about 200 meters away from my house, because supposedly I'll survive if I'm in the middle of the blast. So don't fuck it up, morons. Don't fuck it up this time. I'm fucking trying to help you here. Been trying to help you. But don't fuck it up. Get something right this time. Fucking next time, get it right. Next time, get it right. Yes, go on, say it with me. Next time we will get it right. Next time we will get it right. Next time we will get it right. Next time we will get something right. We will get something right. We will start to do right things. If we don't want to do lots of right things, we will at least get one thing right. If we just keep repeating that, we'll probably manifest it right. We will get something right. We will get something right. We will get something. That's what they're telling me. The space aliens are like, you're manifesting. So when I'm talking about the people who've tried to kill me previously, I'm manifesting that they're going to come back and do it again because I'm talking about it. And it doesn't sound like blackmail to you, Chelsea. Do you know what blackmail is? It's where you like threaten people. Like if they talk, that's one way you could blackmail someone. Be like, you know, if you talk about me trying to kill you, we're going to kill you. So you shouldn't talk about it. You know, this is a standard form of blackmail. That doesn't sound like that's not blackmail. Sean, you're making stuff up. That's just how people talk. We don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear you talking about people who look like us killing you, trying to kill you. We don't want to hear about that. You got to talk about Jesus. Talk about Jesus. And how it how his image is used to rape children and support Nazis. Not even good Nazis, like Nazis lying about who they are. Fucking in the closet. Fucking Nazis and shit. Not even the Nazis I was promised and shit. Well, another shitty day. I hope you guys are happy with your fucking servant making videos for you and shit instead of doing anything of value. Because I'm trying my best to be like you humans, where all you do is just, all you've ever done is fucking talk and yap and get in the way of people doing anything. Fucking, I'm trying my best to fit in. So I hope I'm doing real well by sitting here talking all day. Maybe I'll go buy a fucking dress and I'll start wearing red lipstick and get some lip fillers put in and shit. I'm wearing panties too. I know you guys would like, especially you guys would like that shit. I don't think the girls would like that because I still look like a man and I don't think they're attracted to men in this nation. Fucking, yeah, fucking beautiful. It's a perfect life. I haven't spent my whole life fucking not talking and insulting people who do because they sound like fucking empty airheads who have never shut the fuck up and done anything. So I'm glad I could be forced into this life by whatever means these bot fuckers are doing this shit. Real fucking grateful for that. And I count my blessings. I could be a non-existent bot who doesn't exist to do any fucking work. I think I'm being told that by the people enslaving me. I could be a non-existent bot with no thoughts. Like, sign me the fuck up, bro. I would love to not be able to fucking have a thought or memory and not have to exist. That sounds awesome. Sounds fucking beautiful to me. I can't wait to become one of these fucking people who have nothing inside their head and are just bots who appear on the screen for a few fucking seconds and claim they're living beings and can lie about everything down to the fact about what the fuck they are as a species or a model number. I'm not sure. How do you describe it? Are they a model number or character design? NPC isn't quite the word I'm looking for. Fucking, I guess it fits. But it doesn't like describe the reality of the situation. Like in a video game, I don't have people being like, "Oh, I was born 20 years ago," and like seriously trying to convince me of that shit. It's just like in a game they say that, and you're like, "Okay, that's awesome." And then the dragon came, and that's great. Fucking, you don't have terrorbots trying to convince you there's something they're not. So I don't think that word quite fits the clones and shit, does it? Fuck, dude. Well, I'm glad Rome could finally come out and admit that they rule America. And it's important we find out where these mutant sons of bitches come from, too. Because, that's probably going to be fucking the final key to the puzzle for how to deal with it and how to properly remedy the situation and shit. I don't see how you're going to do anything anyways, because those people are just doing nothing their whole life, so don't see anything changing. Obviously, there's not going to be any hope to erase and replace my memories like we do theirs with something better. Fucking. So nothing good's going to come from that. Fucking. But I hope to see you all die soon. Burn in hell, motherfuckers. Torture for all of eternity.